Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you've had a fantastic weekend. I hope you had a successful, productive week doing the right activities. I know that we are working hard. I'm praying that we're working hard, being intentional about winning our week, winning the month, winning the quarter. So, what we're going to look at right now, I don't know if you all have been watching news, been watching articles, reading articles, seeing what's happening with interest rates going up, coming down. For the first time in 4 months, they went under 5%. And so now people are starting to get excited again. But I want to share this morning just about a topic I think that's going to help all of us. Not I think, but I know will help all of us, regardless of the arena that we're in or regardless of the market, because we have to always be careful, have to be conscious, have to be aware of what the market is doing. Yes, but if we get better, then we really won't have the issue of waiting on the market or waiting to see what people are going to do. And I've mentioned it previously, but I was reminded this past week had some pretty cool opportunities, both in real estate and outside. But here's what the truth is, and this is the only reason why these opportunities have come up, is because right now everyone wants to work with the best. They want to work with experts. They want to work with the top 5% in whatever area that they're in. I was just listening at about 6:30 this morning, had a call and was just listening to some conversation, and ultimately with Dr. John Maxwell. He came down and said that if you're in the top 5% of whatever it is that you do, then you will always be sought after. You're always going to have opportunities. That reminds me of the NAREP 10 for the National Association for Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. One of their 10 principles is to be in the top 10% of sales or volume, always being there so that you can strive. And as you strive, as you get better, people are going to seek you out, search you out. So once again, I'm going to ask us, have we decided to become experts at what we do? Have we committed to being in the top 5% in whatever niche it is, in whatever field it is? I have on my whiteboard over here, what am I committed to? Where does my genius lie? And what do I want to be world class at? What am I committed to? Where does my genius lie? And what do I want to be world class at? Hopefully, this morning you will ask yourself those questions, and then you'll start to answer those questions. So there is a course that I wrote, and it really drills down to this idea of being the best. How do we be the best realtors imaginable? How can we propel ourselves above everyone else and not just be different, but how can we really be better? And so we're going to look at this idea briefly here this morning, going from A to the. How do we go from a realtor, a real estate professional, to the realtor of choice? A is non-descriptive, just one of many. The means that you are the best, the most well-known, the most popular, the expert, the one that is sought after. And so I'm just going to tell us right now, no longer is it good enough for us to be a real estate agent, a real estate professional. That our move, our goal for the rest of this quarter, we have to move towards being the realtor of choice. How can we solidify ourselves as the in the minds of everyone that we meet? So there's good news and bad news, and they're the same thing. And that is, there's no magic pill to excellence. There's no magic pill to being the. In order for us to propel ourselves, to position ourselves above others, we have to put in the hard work, the consistent work. And the reason that's good news and bad news, because first, not everyone is going to be willing to do it. So that automatically is going to distance us and separate us from those who were looking for that magic pill, who wanted that easy button to being exceptional and to be part of the elite few. The bad news is that it's going to require more of us. It's going to require us to study, to be students of this real estate game, to know at all times, what the market is doing, to have the courage to make some predictions, some bold predictions, even if they might be wrong. Can we intelligently have conversations because we've looked at the market data? So here's what our job is. Our job is not to sell homes. That is not our jobs. That's what we get to do after we do our first job. Our first job, our highest priority, is to become the best and position ourselves as such in the minds and eyes of those that we want to work with, for those who are looking for professional real estate services. That's what our goal is. That's what our job is. Are you the best at what you do? And have you positioned yourself in the minds and eyes of those that are looking for professional real estate services? So I believe that many of us are working to be something for people who are never looking for what we're offering. So if they don't want professional world-class real estate service, we shouldn't know they exist, and they should not know that we exist. And we have to be okay with that. So here's where we move from being A to B. First, we have to know what people are looking for, the questions that they have, anticipating those questions, and answer those questions before they even ask them. We have to solve the problem before they even know what problems they have. We have to anticipate their pain points and then address those. So here's how we go from A to D. First, choose a niche. Have you chosen a niche? Ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm a broken record. We cannot be all things to everyone. This week, it is Monday. Choose a niche today. Stake your flag in the ground and say, you know what? This is what I'm going to be committed to. This is what I'm going to be the best at. And there's going to be no exceptions. I'm not going to accept failure in any way. Because once we choose a niche, our next role, our next task is to do it better than it's ever been done. If it's first-time buyers, if it's commercial real estate, if it's investors, if it's rentals, choose your niche and then say, you know what? There's not going to be anyone better than me at this. That's going to require us to do the work. Get into nar.realtor, Florida, realtors.org, get into the Sunstats, get into RPR, get into those market updates reports, and then start sharing. Become a student. I cannot tell you all enough what we're going to see over the rest of 2022 and going into 2023 are those people who have chosen a niche, who have exploited the mind share and the lack of attention that people have. We have to be repetitious. If it's a zip code, a geographical farm area, if it's a type of product, be the best at what it is that you do. So we have to really study to show ourselves approved. We know that the market information for July should be coming out probably this month around the 17th or 18th, because that's going to be the third Wednesday. So when that market info comes out, are we studying right now? I know you've heard it, but that just because we heard it, as Jim Rohn says, doesn't mean that we have it. Have you gotten in those 3 metrics for your market area? Have you shared that in video format? Have you shared it in blog format? If you're doing commercial, do you know what those commercial opportunities are? Miss Donna Ashby, I'm talking straight to you. If there's something that we want to grab a hold of, let's choose today, stake our flag in the ground and say, you know what? I don't care what others say. I don't care what the market says right now. I believe that if I get to the top 5%, if I'm the best of the best, that business, that individuals are going to seek me out. And then right now, in whatever field you're studying right now, let me ask you this. Are you the best at what you do? I know I keep asking. I'm going to keep asking until everyone can have a resounding yes. Now, that does not mean get stuck and by analysis, right? Don't have paralysis by analysis. Let's not just only get stuck in the learning. We have to turn thoughts into actions. Are you the best at what you do? Are you so good that people are seeking you out for your services, for your knowledge, for whatever makes you different and better in the marketplace. Maybe your way in, maybe you're just the best at communicating or building relationships, making people feel at ease. It doesn't have to be tied specifically to real estate sales and knowledge and the process. Maybe your skill is you can just go in and talk to people off the ledge when it comes to selling. They say, you know what, I was going to sell, the market turned, I'm done. If you have people skills and you can say, well, here's what I think. Let's paint this picture. Do you want to go a little bit further? Are you hoping to go into the next chapter of your life sooner than later? So figure out what that is and then become world class at it. And now here's where I think that we have to do a better job of this part. And not only the studying to show ourselves approved, becoming the expert, but then we have to be better self promoters. Tell everyone you know, once you know that you are the best, tell them, hey, I'm the best. Have a little bit of arrogance, confidence, and let people know I'm not hard to find if you're looking for the best. I'm not hard to find if you're looking for the best. I'm so good that if you're a buyer and you don't use me, you pay too much. If you are a seller and you don't use me, you left money on the table. If you're an investor, then there were probably some points that we could have gotten on the deal so that it could be more beneficial to you. But that requires a level of confidence. And true confidence comes as a result of competence. So we always want to be building our competence, getting better at what we do on a daily basis, because once we're better there, then it's going to increase our return, increase our yield, make us more profitable, more respected, and then have higher credibility, and we will be sought after. So in real estate, you all have heard it before, especially if you're with the team, the 4 R's that we want to be seeking in every transaction, in every interaction. 1, always be ready. Right now, marketing consultation opportunity comes up. Let's say 30 minutes. Someone says, hey, I need, not that we're just going to run out, but here's an opportunity to market a $10 million property, a $5 million, heck, a $400,000 property. Are you ready to do a consultation? Are you ready to do a buyer's consultation if you're standing in line at Publix and someone finds out that you're in real estate? Are you ready to answer those questions? Can you have intelligent conversation? So are you ready? The next one is going to be resourceful. How resourceful are you? Do you know where to get relevant, accurate, timely information? Do you have RPR mobile on your phone? Can you access the MLS on your phone, both the full website and the mobile version of the website? Can you set up a search for someone quickly? Do you know where to go and get answers? If someone asks you today for an affiliate partner, maybe an attorney or a plumber, do you know where you can get that information from? Are you resourceful? If I have questions about real estate, can I come to you and trust that if you don't know the answer, you're either going to get the answer or get me in the hands of someone who can assist me? This past weekend, I had a friend give me a call and he says, Neil, you're really coming through. You're 3 for 3. I asked you about this when it came to an event. I asked you about this when it came to some repair work, and everyone that you're giving me, they are spot on. He says, dude, you are my Rolodex. Anything I need, I get. Well, he said Rolodex, so you all can know how old he is and how old I am, because yes, I'm glad I'm your Rolodex. So that's what I'm going to ask you. Are you resourceful? Resilient. So after we are ready, we are resourceful. We must be resilient, especially in this market, but not only for ourselves, also for our clients and customers. There is a roller coaster of emotion going on right now. If you are not resilient, if you cannot take the bumps and the bruises, it's going to be really hard for us, but it's going to be almost impossible for our clients and customers. This is not what they do every day. They need a guide that is going to take them on the journey. They don't need a travel agent that can tell them about the destination. They need a tour guide who's been down this road before. And when something pops out on the trail, be it a gorilla, a snake, a deer, be it a failed inspection or a bad inspection, less than stellar inspection. Maybe it is insurance issues because of the electrical panel. When these types of things rear their head, if you are not a skilled tour guide, you're going to tuck tail and run or complain or scream and yell and act like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. And we're not going to have the resilience to build the confidence in our customer or client. So after we are ready, resourceful, resilient, then of course our goal is to be remembered. Do your clients remember you? Will you remember me? Do they remember you for your skill, for your talent, for how easy that you made the transaction? And here's what I'm really going to tell you. I know that some of the clients that remember you best and are most fond of you is because you had to show resilience in the transaction or after the transaction, or we had to fight to get their money in mediation and arbitration, and we did the right thing. And now what they remember is this agent went to bat for me. This agent delivered consistently throughout the entire transaction. So I'm going to ask you today, what are you doing to be ready, resourceful, resilient, and remembered? Do you have a plan so that as you go through each transaction, each interaction, through your day, whether they're a client, customer, maybe they're a colleague, are you going through so that you are always ready, resourceful, resilient, and remembered? And we want to be remembered for the right things, right? So we want to be remembered for someone who knows their stuff. Here's a question that I would ask. Are you, like, for real, I think of us as, I want us to be like a SWAT team. And here's what I mean by that. Not that we have to be super skilled and all that. We have to be tough guys and gals. But here's what the SWAT team is. The SWAT team is the police's police. The SWAT team is like when they get too bad for the professionals, they have to call the professionals, right? So what if we thought of our service? What if you were so good at what you did in whatever niche you have, that when your colleagues had a problem, they called you, right? I think that's the ultimate brag. So that's why I'm so quick to say, I'm your favorite realtor's favorite realtor, right? And I know I'm not supposed to say favorite realtor. I'm not typing it. I'm just saying the professionals that you call and ask them a question, I'm the resource they call to get the answer. So why don't you just cut that middleman or woman out and just come straight to me? So think of yourself. Are you prepared enough? Are you skilled enough? Are you specialized enough that when the muck gets too thick, when the yogurt is all on the fan and everybody's looking around and they say, who do we call? Ghostbusters isn't the first name that comes to their mind. It's you. And if we can get there, then we are going to be phenomenal. And now really quickly, just some quick ideas, some ways we talked about creating this persona, this credibility. Part of that is going to be to build longevity, to build credibility, to build raving fans before our consultation, whether on the buyer side or the seller side when it comes to marketing. And can you create raving fans? I don't care what it is that you think you do great. I'm going to encourage us to look at all of our processes over the next week, week and a half, or 2 weeks and say, how can I create such an experience so my buyers are blown away? Is it going to be? And I encourage us, consider using more video. Use more video. I'm talking to each and every one of you watching me right now. Use more video. Get in front of your people. Create an experience where maybe they weren't expecting birthday videos on Facebook. Maybe they were not expecting just a text video saying, hey, just want to let you know that we don't have any updates on your listing, but I will keep you posted. Whatever it is, let them see you, let them hear you, let them get to feel your presence on their phone, on their computer, or in their inbox. Do you have a process to deliver world-class, world-renowned service in every step of the transaction? From the way that you speak, from the energy that you have on your videos or during your Zooms. Are you thinking about how you smile when you talk or how you shake your hand? How do you answer your phone? Are you answering it depending on the time of day with a certain level of energy? Or regardless of the first call or the last call, are they going to get that same world-renowned experience? That is my hope. And then the last place that, well, there are two last that I'm going to look at right here. First, build a solid reputation. What is your reputation? And here's what your reputation is. Your reputation is what people say about you when you're not in the room. What do people say behind your back? Is it good? Is it bad? Do you know? If you don't know, then you're already behind. You're already failing. So I'm going to encourage us to try to get some testimonials. Ask some of the people that's closest to you, maybe those that know you better than anyone else inside the industry and outside, those that know you personally, the ones that you might have to feed or wake up next to in the morning. Ask them, hey, what do you think about me? You know, like, give me 3 words that you would use to describe me. That's just a great, easy barometer. That's an easy test or check right there. I believe that the more we know what people are saying about us, then we can gauge, is that accurate? And if it is, do we like that or not? Do we want to change our reputation? And then after we have our reputation in control, it is not about location. For us as professionals, as the best, as the top 5%, it's all about exposure. Now check this out. I'm going to say something. Expose yourself. I don't mean in an unlawful way, but maximize your exposure. How many places are you? How many ways? How easy is it for me to find you? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to encourage all of us, whether you're comfortable or not, find a way to get one to many exposures. So I really want us, whether it's going to be social media, video, speaking engagement, chamber of commerce, BNI, I don't care. We just need more eyes on us when we speak. That's why I record this. I don't record this for those of us who are on. I record this so that the portion that we're going to share, I can use this one to many. So then other realtors come to me. I can build my credibility. I can have a solid reputation that's going to maximize my exposure. The exact same thing that I'm doing. My coaches and mentors are telling me to do this on a daily, weekly, monthly, semi-annual, annual basis. And 800 videos later, hundreds or thousands of interactions later, people are finally starting to catch on. So now I figure another 1,000 interactions, people might almost remember me. And then maybe 5,000 or 6,000 after that, they'll say, hey, you're Neil, right? So that's where we want to get to. And so just always thinking about our reputation, always asking ourselves, what are we committed to, right? What do we want to be world-class at, and where does our genius lie? You all know that I believe that the Creator gave each and every one of us some special skills, and He didn't give those to us just for us to keep to ourselves. Each of us have those because we're supposed to solve a problem. I believe that we can use each of those skills and talents in whatever we do, including this industry that we're in. I believe that if we don't, that we have not only robbed ourselves, we have robbed those around us that are supposed to benefit from our gifts, but we've also robbed our Creator. So there it is. What does it mean to go from A to D? Let's be the absolute best. We want to be the best known, well known, those sought after experts in what it is that we do. It's going to require consistent, hard work, focused energy. Choose a niche. And then today say, I'm going to be the best at this, no matter who says, if they think I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm the wrong color, I'm the wrong gender, I don't have the experience. All of those might be facts, but that does not make it true, right? So facts and truth are not the same. So we're going to separate those, and then we're going to deal with the truth that we can do anything that we put our minds to if we choose to do so, whether it's from the good book that says it, or maybe you just want to use Think and Grow Rich with Napoleon Hill. The principles all have the same foundation. So position yourself as the go-to expert. Let's get in. Let's know these market stats. Let's answer the questions. Let's anticipate some things in this marketplace that buyers and sellers are asking. Let's get that information out and tell them over and over and over. I'm the one that's giving relevant, accurate, timely information. I know how to solve the problems that you're experiencing. I know how to relieve the pain that you have. And I believe that if we do that at the end of the day, we're going to find ourselves in the top 5%. People are going to seek us out. Opportunities are going to come to us, and we truly will be world renowned. So thank you all for that. We're going to open up for questions, comments, or concerns. If you have any, now is the time.